Okay, um, now, everybody, I am deciding to do this and put this meeting on. I'm standing up. I need to stand up. I need to walk around. And if the weather was nicer, we could do that. Feels nice to stand up because I was scheduling many past videos to come out on Mondays during the Mercury retrograde season. So those videos will be coming out with the comments on the videos disabled, of course, during when Mercury is in retrograde, because that's what it's all about. It's about looking back. And so I'm sort of putting out stuff that I would feel comfortable sharing. Those videos won't have any comments under them because I don't really want input from anybody with those videos. I welcome it with the videos I do now, but now I think, no, I'm, just I don't want people commenting on those videos, and I don't want to see a comment, a negative comment. So, some videos, a lot of them, most of them will have the comments allowed. You can comment. Those will not. That's what I'll say with that. So, now, I'm procrastinating on something that I need to take care of right now, so I'm going to take care of it. Okay, now, no. That part of my brain that just wants to pull me back into compulsions. If I stand up here and I do something that feels like I'm pushing, I'm not doing anything. And I have to remember that, and that's my rule. And occasionally I slip. And I'm very aware of when I slip. But, thank goodness, with the Saturn and Pisces energy that we're experiencing, thank goodness I have done the work previously. Because Saturn and Pisces is a really watery energy. And, it feels different than Saturn and Aquarius, doesn't it? Because, you can sort of feel the different flavors. I mean, the moon's in Libra, and the sun's in Pisces, but it almost feels like the moon is in a water sign, or it almost feels like, Mercury's retrograde almost. Even though all the planets are going direct, this is probably what Saturn in Pisces feels like. It's this sort of very noticeable, watery kind of energy. That's what I've been feeling for the past couple of days, and I'll probably be continuing to feel that. I'll probably be continuing to feel that. And under this particular influence, the Mercury retrogrades are going to be wonderful times to go in, because Saturn in Pisces relates to going in and going into reflection and introspection. And that's what Mercury retrogrades is about. And so I plan at that time, as I said a couple days ago, to go back and finish up writing The Uranium, which is a book that I started And I'm going to pick that back up again. And on Mondays at 11:59 on my main channel, those videos I filmed way in the past will come on during those Mercury retrogrades time. So that'll happen. I think the main kind of, others kind of, because, we have to acknowledge both sides of a transit. And now we're a couple days into this transit. Now, on the one hand, there's a lot of positives that I was speaking about in my video. And Rick Goldsmith, an astrologer, is really positively minded. So many people put it in a positive kind of light. There's a lot of great things. On the same side of that coin, we have to acknowledge some stuff we may need to watch out for. One of the little insights, I was watching Astrology with Heather, and she was talking about falling prey to a sense of victimhood and helplessness. Expecting someone else to make those decisions for you instead of relying on yourself to make those decisions. And I think that the North Node moving into Aries is going to kind of counterbalance Saturn in Pisces in a good way, because what is the North Node in Aries about? Taking action. It's about self-assertion. It is about running your life and knowing who you are. And I think with Saturn in Pisces, it's hard to know who you are, hard to find clarity. Under the same influence of Saturn into Pisces, we have Neptune moving into Aries. So we have these planets sort of helping us into what comes after Pisces. And we're looking at the positive side of the North Node in Aries. And I'll do a whole big video on that transit on my channel. We'll also come and talk about it, around that time. The North Node almost, a lot of the times it changes sign during Venus retrograde season when we're reevaluating our, love, what we love, value, money. And that's just because it happens around the same 18 month. The nodes change signs around the same 18, 17, 19 month period as Venus goes retrograde. So I just thought that I would throw that in there. Obviously, today's customs are going to be very different than 2025, a couple of years down the road. And I do have to say, I do think that the customs that I foresaw before this transit are lining up in a way that is not planned but goes so well. Yesterday, the customs lined up. It was cloudy. That's what I expected. You went to the building, and I also saw that same building that you were at the other day in the wintertime, and I saw a Magic Treehouse book that kind of, had the cover resembled that building. And I also think that in the wintertime, under this influence, we could go back to that building again and then see it again. Another thing I have planned, probably next summer or this summer, is to then again acknowledge Saturn and Pisces and to get in baths and do the cleansing and cleaning, because anything that helps your immune system and so much stuff like that, all those kind of things. And I can bet that Christmases and holidays under this transit, those are going to be times, especially when you want to put self-care near the top of that list. Now, I've already sort of learned about feeling the feelings, and the feelings will come in. The sort of waves of emotion will be coming in. And we're dealing with a lot of, Piscean energy right now. And, the weather adds to it. Right now, the energy, as I'm speaking, and maybe you're feeling it, is a watery, emotional, I want to stay in kind of energy. And Pisces can lend itself to sleeping, but it can also lend itself to wanting to dream and escape. And so I sort of spend a majority all day getting lost, and carried away and swept away by the seas of scheduling those videos. So that's another thing with Pisces. And one thing about the Saturn return, I'll do a video on that this weekend, is especially with Saturn and Pisces, you can look back and feel the guilt of your life in the past, what you haven't done. I imagine that that's especially strong if you have Saturn return in Pisces. It will be easy to sort of get carried away and swept away off something. Escapism can be easier. So it's going to be very important that you are aware of of how you're spending your time and how you're going about your day and how you want to go about it. Today, I spent a lot of it just getting off and that, doing all these kind of things, and you can definitely, without it being dictatorial, but it being an invitation to take advantage of this, because it'll be here for you for 2.5 years. And so I sort of missed the opportunity in the window today, but I have kind of a practice lineup set up for myself to do. And maybe Saturn is malefic and it can make it more challenging to focus. It can make it more challenging to be grounded, to stay on track. So maybe that's part of the energy too. So, you do want to keep that in mind too. And I'm just saying that, just throwing that in there. Because I'm not going to hold back on that. Now, the other, I think, big thing I just want to say is I am going to come back to this Amenten. Thank you for giving me another chance in coming here. There was an official that came and said, okay, your Amenten's going to be waiting for you. You can let them know when you want to have a meeting. So thank you for waiting for me. And I am going to draw some boundaries here. I still want to do this, but it is not a job. Now, what is going to be happening is I will have Susan, Linda, and Daniel sign into my account and they will update stuff. This is the boundary that I'm going to draw. I will run the Amenten, but they do the detailed work from now on. I am not going to have all these little details to try to take care of while sitting down and listening to Brecca Goldsmith, for example, talk about this transit, and I'm trying to sit and I'm trying to enjoy and be present with what she is saying, but then I'm distracted by all the noise and all the little details I have to take care of. One of the things that I'm seeing is I'm watching this person thinking, that, she is so present and so, I sort of feel like I wish that I was her. That's kind of, social media, especially now. Because another downside is getting caught in the illusion that something isn't something of what it appears to be, even though you might know intellectually. Even though Saturn and Aquarius you knew really well intellectually. But now, you can find yourself getting caught in that by what you're seeing. Um, and something may not be what it appears to be. That's something important. Something else I want to throw in is I'm going to be having someone come to the Amenten. Probably, it'll probably be later on this year, maybe June, or maybe July, or maybe October, or May. Maybe May. I'll just have her come in May. She was someone that I knew. Well, actually, maybe I think the end of April would be a good time. Mid to late April. So around the 24th, 25th of April, she'll be arriving. This person is someone that I had as a therapist that I've been thinking about with this transit. And I'm pretty darn sure that she has Saturn in Pisces. And, I'm thinking about her, who she is, what she does in Saturn in Pisces, and I'm thinking that she has this particular placement. Some of you may have spoken to her the other day. I don't think that she was there the other day, so that was disappointing. She probably had something else going on, but she works at that building. I wanted you and I wanted to see the building at that time of year, but now that it's snowing, we're moving into more customs of Saturn in Pisces, and we're going to see that building in another light in the snow and in the winter time. I can tell you that the emotions during the holiday season under this transit will probably be, higher, and there's probably more probability for holiday blues, holiday stress, depression. And now with the illusions that you're looking at things, you're looking at people's lives that are probably look better than yours, and that's that comparisonitis thing, especially during the holidays, especially this time, it's going to be really important to feel the feelings, and it's going to be really important to try to be as present as you can, and to do all the things, and we'll probably try to go places and explore places on days that look like this in the wintertime, because I see that building in the snow globe, I see the snow going down, and I want to come back to the whole idea of this transit as the end of the line, and sort of cleaning up all that has been in the past. And so we're at the beginning of the end. We're at the very final frontier of Saturn's movements through all the signs. And then we have a bunch of Aries energy happening 2 years from now. And that's going to be very different. So you sort of experience and you can feel and you can discern this is Aries energy, this is Pisces energy, feel how different they are with each other, to each other. So that's going on. I'm going to put up some boundaries here. I'm going to do this Amenten whenever I want to do it. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to, okay, so I'm probably going to change my mind on this. I'm going to do it on the weekends. I may come in when I feel like it, like right now, to do a meeting during the week. They will be recorded. I'll do the steps needed, but when it comes to emailing, when it comes to the updating, when it comes to all that hard work that I have to be accountable for, that is going to be Susan, Linda, and Daniel's work. I'm not going to take care of those little details, because I pay them, or they get paid to take care of that stuff. And so why not add all that to the mix? So I'm going to do the aspects of it that are fun and that what I want to do, because I don't want to shut it down. But I'm not going to have this be a burden or a stressor or any kind of thing like that. And so I'm going to have other people do it, just so I do not have to worry about the details. So this is not a job to me. It never was from the beginning. And I've been putting a lot into this when I have other stuff to worry about after losing so many videos from the past. So anyway, so I'm going to do that. I will, I'm going to, we're going to have an email communication within myself, Susan, Linda, and Daniel, and I will be communicating to them when I want to have a meeting. Okay, so probably, yeah, so, we'll have a thread. I'll communicate to them when we'll have a meeting. They'll send that information out to you, any announcements, all that. And I will come up here and give the meeting when I want to, how I want to. So that is that. Okay. Because I'm not, the details that I have to take care of and all that stuff is going to be the other things I have going on. Because I'm not going to do this. So I did have a plan for today to talk about, I sort of hinted at it, the difference of Aries Pisces energy, whereas Pisces is feminine and it's going inside, it's the sleep, the dream energy. Aries is waking up and it's form, and it's suddenly having the energy, suddenly feeling a sense of empowerment to do something and make something happen. So that's that. And then, yeah, so, that's going on. I know now stuff has been set up at the theater. You can go and see Steve Wilkos if you want to. You don't have to. So you can go there. It's available. It'll start. I'm gonna have it begin actually after dinner. So it'll be at 7:00 this evening. You can go there if you're interested. If you're not, you don't have to. I do have a strong feeling that either the walk tomorrow will be canceled or the customs will be different than anticipated. So depending upon the road conditions, you may or may not go on that nature walk tomorrow, because I've given details about that. The buses will leave at a certain time. I will have Daniel send out some information on that because, again, I am not going to, and I am not going to try to make something clear and be accountable for that type of stuff. Because less is more. The more I can simplify things down, and take away these little responsibilities, obligations, and stressors, the better off I will be, and the better off you will be. So that's why that going to the theater is optional. You may or may not go on the nature walk in the afternoon tomorrow. If you do, it'll be probably different. It'll be snowy, and it'll be that kind of thing going on. Okay. So that's going on the 10th. What's going on the 11th? Do I want to make anything going on the 11th? I don't remember. You can go watch the announcements and figure out what's happening. Actually, nothing's happening on the 11th of the month. On the 12th is you're going to see the different kind of churches, of Des Moines. So you're taking a look at that. Next week is going to be the week where you're going to be going to Corning, and that's when I'll probably be giving my announcements one of those Sundays. You'll come in. I'll try to make it much shorter or more shorter than the last meeting. And we'll see what we can do to make it a better experience. Don't bother me at that house. I'm trying to enjoy time with my family. You should know all that. And the concert's coming up this month, one day, and then the other day, Deborah Silverman will be arriving on the 28th of March. Trip to Joke is going to be from the 22nd through the 26th. So that's actually I'll have her, yeah. So that's how it's going to be. And the song for Pluto and Aquarius that you'll be singing for the spring concert, that'll actually be the second song. The first song will be Aries. It'll be called, that song that I have come up with for this Aries season is called The Beating of the Drums, and as you know, it's really, symbolic and meaningful for Aries as a sign. And then you get into Pluto, into Aquarius, and then and then other stuff happening. And then Settle Down is the song for the Mercury retrograde in Taurus, which is a super pretty choral song. And then other songs that you know that you're doing. I'm super excited for it. Okay, so that's it, everybody, for this meeting. Thank you for coming here. Thank you for attending. That's it.